Hello everyone, this is Julia. Thank you so much for joining me on my craft room adventures. Today, I'm super excited to be participating in the Sunny Studio Stamps and Heffy Doodle block hop, and I created two projects for this, so I will be posting both videos today using stamps and dies by both Sunny Studio Stamps and Heffy Doodle. For my first project, I wanted to make a shadow box card, so I started by die cutting the big shadow box die from Heffy Doodle, and I die cut the main piece twice out of light blue cardstock, and I'm ink blending it with Mermaid Lagoon Distress ink, just a little over halfway down. And I'm also adding the same kind of ink blending on the other side. I didn't worry too much about the frame because that will be on the inside of the card, but I did want to make sure that both pieces match up because the flap on the left will be adhered to the inside on the back, so that will be showing, so I needed both colors to match up. Now I'm also adding a little bit of chipped sapphire at the top, just for a little bit of a night sky look. Again, just blending the colors back and forth until I'm happy with it. And then also bringing in the other side just to make sure that they match up nicely. And once I was happy with the blend, I die cut 4 cloud borders using the Slimline nature borders from Sunny Studios, just so that I would have some inserts for my shadow box. I stamped the Sunny Studios Garden Fairy stamp set and the Heffy Doodle Fluffy Puffy Unicorn, and I'm using copic markers to color them in. For the yellow, I'm using Y02, Y00, and Y000. And for my pink, I'm using RV66, RV63. Going back in for a second layer of the RV66, blending that out again with the RV63, and then blending that together with V000. Then for my purple, I'm using BV08. Then BV04, I'm using the darkest color sparingly because I wanted to keep the colors fairly light. Then blending that out with BV02, BV01, and then BV000. And for my teal, I'm going in with BG09 as my darkest shade, blending that out with BG05, then BG01, and BG000, and then 000. Then I wanted to create the same kind of color fade on the hair of my unicorn. So, like on the rainbow, I went in with BG09, BG05, BG01, and BG000. Then I wanted that to fade into the purple, so I'm going in with BV02, then the BV000, again with BV00, BV000, just to blend that out. Then going back in with a little bit more of the BG01, then the BV02 for the top part of the hair as well. I'm leaving out the teal there because there's just not enough room. Then I'm going in with RV63 for the pink and blending that out with V000. Blending that fade out again with the BV000 and then going back in with RV63 just to make it a little bit more pink and also adding in a bit more of the purple. Then I'm blending the pink out with the V000. And then from the front edge, I'm coming in with the yellow Y00 and Y000. And just going in with a few more layers just to intensify the color because it was still looking a little bit pale. Just blending the colors back and forth until I'm happy with the fade. I just love that happy looking unicorn, he's just so cute. And for my fairy, I'm going in with the same shades, so Y02, Y00, and Y000 for the top of her dress. And then the pink colors for the little petals. So RV66, RV63, and V000. I'm not sure why, but I forgot to color the back leaf of her little dress, but I will just go back into that in a little bit once I realize. Then for my fairies hair, I'm using E30 markers, so I'm going in with E35. I'm sorry that the cap is off screen there, but I will realize in just a second. Then I'm going in with E33, just to blend that out. Then I'm bringing in E37, just to darken up the strands. Just adding little flicks. I really need to practice coloring hair a lot more, but I'm trying. Blending that out with E31 and E30. Then I'm also bringing in a little bit more darkness with the E39. And then blending that out again with E30. Adding just a little bit more darkness up top. Then going in with E39 and E37 again. Now I'm stamping the sentiment from the Sunny Studios Garden Fairy stamp set in Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide ink, just so that it would match the color of the ink blending. And it just reads, "Hoping your day is magical," which I think works great with the fairies and the unicorns. Just double stamping that and then leaving that off to dry. I die cut 4 cloud panels like I mentioned, and they're each 4 inches long. And I'm scoring that at 1/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. Oh my god, that's hard to say. So just 1/4 of an inch from either side, that's easier. And I'm just making sure to fold along the score lines, and that creates the inserts that fit perfectly into the big shadow box. It of course also comes with the insert dies, but I really wanted the stitching edge of the clouds, so I just used the Sunny Studio ones. I left 1 cloud border for the full width of the shadow box, which I think is 4.5 inches. And I just adhered that at the front, the one with the sentiment. And now I'm folding along the score lines, and I also added some score tape on the outside of the flap. And now I'm just folding along there, doing that for both pieces. Then it's time to start adhering my box. I'm removing the backing paper of the right side of the shadow box. Sorry, my head pops in there. And I'm just lining that up, making sure everything is even. I just moved back the flap so that I could see. And once I liked it, I just pressed it down into the adhesive. And I'm going to add all my cloud borders. I am just staggering them in height so that I can create a bit more dimension in the box. So I'm just removing the score tape and I'm adding that to the short side on the right. And then just folding it over to the left. Doing the same thing for the remaining 2 cloud panels, making sure that the cloud edges alternate. And then adding the final one just a little bit lower as the last one. And pressing that down. Then I'm folding all 3 over, removing the backing paper of the score tape. And then I'm just folding the other side shut onto it. Then I'm removing the final piece of score tape and just closing the front of the card onto that. And that creates the shadow box. Then I'm just adding a little bit of embellishment to the images because I always find that it's easier to do it than in like a box card. So I just added a little bit of the Nouveau Aqua Shimmer pen onto the rainbow, the unicorn's hair, and the fairy wings. Then I'm just adding the rainbow to the back of the box, to the like back piece of the third layer of clouds. And I'm also adding the happy little unicorn, the other one, and then the fairy, of course, that's like petting the unicorn, which I think is super cute. Just fiddling around with the placement so it all works, and we can still see the other unicorn that's just happily jumping in the background. Drop my fairy there. And I realized that I really wanted to move the other unicorn to the second layer of clouds, not the third. So just peeled it back up and moved it. Since I added the unicorn with liquid glue, you can see a little bit where I peeled it back up, but since it's covered by the unicorn, it really doesn't show at all. Then I'm just fiddling with the background, thinking if I wanted to add some clouds there, but I decided to just go with the butterflies. Just adding those in, and I chose to put the bigger one to cover the flap edge. And then I also wanted to add some sparkles as usual, so I added some iridescent silver stars. And that finishes off my first project for the block hop. I love shadow boxes, and I love how well Heffy Doodle and Sunny Studio stamps pair together. So I really hope you enjoyed this one. There you can see the inside and the pretty sparkle of the stars. Thank you so very much for joining me today and for watching. I will post the second video at the same time as this one, so if you like this one, I hope you'll go check that out as well. I will be back soon with a new crafty video next week, so I hope you'll join me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it, and consider subscribing for more crafty videos. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye!